Welcome to Pure Power Wrestling PowerSlam. My name is Kevin Farrell, and in tonight's feature contest, 1 week before challenging for the PPW Heavyweight Championship, the Tattooed Terminator Massive Damage takes on heavyweight champion Kyle Sebastian's Adult Social Society partner, the Big Sexy Beast Bradley Graham, in singles action. But first, one-on-one in our opening contest, Angelica takes on Psycho Saraya. And making her way to the ring, Angelica taking on Psycho Saraya one-on-one here. Psycho Saraya in her second PPW appearance, her first being in last year's Power Rumble, almost a year ago, an impressive showing in that Power Rumble, but now we get to see how she will fare in one-on-one singles action against Angelica, who has been successful, has had some success since debuting in PPW. And Angelica, an immediate fan favorite here in Taber, Alberta, as we get set to go one-on-one. A capacity crowd, ladies and gentlemen, here in Taber, Alberta. As the bell sounds, we are officially underway in our first contest this evening. And I mean, these two competitors, like oil and water, they have had a rivalry that has spanned all of Alberta, all of Western Canada. They are going to go at it tonight here in Taber as they circle. Collar and elbow tie-up center of the ring. And there you see a display of power from Angelica, using that height advantage, well, to her advantage, putting Psycho Saraya down in the corner. Psycho Saraya, a former Monster Pro Wrestling women's champion, and I mean, she can go with the best of them. And here we see a side headlock applied from Angelica. Angelica really wrenching that side headlock. Psycho Saraya trying to fight out. Beautiful headlock takeover from Angelica. Referee Curtis going to check the shoulders here, as Sawyer now fighting back to her feet. Angelica still able to maintain that headlock. Saraya Sawyer now with a reversal into a full Nelson. A little bit of power of her own on display here against Angelica, and Angelica breaking it and going right into the arm wrench, and I mean, right back into that headlock. She had some sex with that headlock earlier in this match, going right back to the mat with a headlock takedown. Saraya now pulling on the hair, reverse into a pin and a kick out. Only two for Angelica. Saraya Sawyer now getting back to her feet, fighting back. Still wrenching that headlock as Saraya Sawyer fights out into a top wrist lock. Excellent display of technical ability here from both of these women. Roll up by Angelica, only a 2 count. Saraya Sawyer with the quick kick out, and Angelica looks like she was going for a version of a bear hug. Now an arm bar applied. And Sawyer going right to the throat, pushing her throat first into the corner. Referee makes the count, and Saraya Sawyer breaks at 4. Remember, folks, break at 4, disqualified at 5, as we see an overhand chop from Saraya Sawyer. Angelica turns her around with a chop of her own. Follows it up with another chop. Waist lock takedown now. And transitioning right into that front face lock on Sawyer. Sawyer looks for a reversal, kicking over, looking for a pin. Angelica manages to kick out, and I mean, doing her best to stay on top of Saraya Sawyer here. Right back to the arm, Irish whip into the corner. And there we see the derriere to Saraya Sawyer, who's, I mean, she's going to take a little bit of a break. She's going to head to the outside. And grabbing the foot, pulling Angelica out of the ring. And there we see the leg, that hamstring, off the ring apron. And now Sawyer, I mean, wraps the knee around the post. Unsportsmanlike conduct here from Psycho Saraya Sawyer. That is not a nickname, folks. That is the truth, as Angelica gives chase to Sawyer, and Saraya Sawyer with a drop toe hold on the floor. And up it drives Angelica knee first into that hardwood floor here in Taber, Alberta at the Civic Center. Angelica is down on the floor. She has got to get in the ring and break this count, or she is going to lose by countout. And Saraya Sawyer is going to be successful here in just her second ever PPW match. Angelica slowly rolling into the ring. Saraya Sawyer with her back to Angelica, and a roll-up. Could this be it? One. Only a one count. Sawyer able to kick out at one and right back on top with a boot to the leg. Stomping away at the hamstring. And once again drops that knee. Kneecap first into the mat. And what does she have in mind here? Wrenching, pulling on the leg. A lot of focus on the ankle, on the shin, and on that knee of Angelica. It's going to make it hard for Angelica to walk. It's going to make it hard for Angelica to use that height and that strength advantage that she has in this match. And if Angelica is down on the mat, she is functionally the same size and the same strength as Saraya Sawyer. Brilliant strategy here by the Psycho. More stomps, more boots to the hamstring. Sawyer here with a spinning toe hold, reminiscent of Terry Funk. And holding on to the wrist, just taking any hope at offense that Angelica had away, and a beautiful transition right into a rear chin lock. Wasn't able to make the submission, transitions into a rear chin lock. Going to try something a little bit different here. I'm going to question how wise it is after she's already beaten down that leg to transition into a rear chin lock. It looks like Angelica here, able to fight back. A couple of shots to Sawyer. Angelica tries to run, but the leg just gives out on her. Saraya Sawyer has done an excellent job here, isolating that leg. And Angelica, she can't run on it. She can barely fight back. This match could be over, ladies and gentlemen, in the very near future. And Sawyer now looking for an armbar here. Again, I'm going to question the intelligence here of transitioning from the leg, the already damaged leg, to the arm. But perhaps thinking that Angelica is so hurt, she is not going to be able to fight back. But look at this, Angelica fighting through the pain. Managing to deadlift Sawyer up. This is an incredible display of strength, ladies and gentlemen, on that injured leg, and drops down into a power bomb. Both women down center of the ring. You can see the pain in the face of Angelica here, ladies and gentlemen. Trying to get some feeling back into that leg. A referee up to 4. One of these ladies has to answer the count, or this will end in a double count out. These fans rallying behind Angelica. Back to her feet. And Saraya Sawyer taken down with a beautiful shoulder tackle. Irish whip. Follows it up with a clothesline in the corner. And there we see the snap mare limping through, looking for a soccer kick to the face. Saraya Sawyer covers up. Looks like Angelica saw this coming, blows her a kiss and a boot to the side of the head. Looks for the cover, hooks the leg. 1, 2, only 2. Still not enough to put Saraya Sawyer away. And these fans chanting, "Finish her," like a Mortal Kombat fight, as we see a shot from Saraya Sawyer, taking back over, looking for that spinning toe hold once again, perhaps may get the submission. And Angelica trying her best to fight back, but Sawyer still on top. A little bit of a disrespectful shot to the back, and Angelica recovering enough for a roll-up. 1, 2, 3. Angelica manages to pick up the win on Saraya Sawyer in our opening bout this evening. incredible display by both of these ladies as we go to a very brief commercial break. And ladies and gentlemen, before we get to tonight's feature bout, I would like to take a moment to thank some of the sponsors that help make PPW possible, starting with Backbreaker Media, the Flamin Group of Companies, RPH Irrigation Services Limited, the Smokehouse Barbecue and Bar official after-party location of PPW, Party Central Party Supplies, Domino's Pizza, Logic Lumber, Sam's Donairs and Hamburgers, New Light Electric, and of course King of Trade, where you can get your tickets as PPW returns live Saturday, February 17th with the second annual Power Rumble 15-man over-the-top rope battle royal. And ladies and gentlemen, let's get back to the ring here as the big sexy beast will be making his way out for our feature contest this evening. And I mean, just 1 week from tonight on PowerSlam TV, his opponent this evening, the Tattooed Terminator, Massive Damage, will be facing his Adult Social Society tag team partner, Cougar Meat Kyle Sebastian, for the Pure Power Wrestling Heavyweight Championship. The big sexy beast is going to look to take out Massive Damage here in this match, do as much damage as he possibly can to the challenger before he goes one-on-one with his tag partner. And I mean, no love lost here from the PPW fans here in Tabor for the big sexy beast. I mean, the big sexy beast, he looks like he's having a good time, but he has stepped in the ring with the Tattooed Terminator in the past, and I mean, he knows what he's in for. He is going to be all business once this match begins. And these fans here in Tabor raining down the booze on the big sexy beast. Ladies and gentlemen, you hear the eruption for the #1 contender, the Tattooed Terminator, Massive Damage, making his way to the ring to go one-on-one with the big sexy beast. And these fans here, I mean, going crazy for the Tattooed Terminator. I mean, folks, a lot of these kids here in this crowd, they know the Tattooed Terminator. They know Massive Damage very well, having visited a number of these children at their school as part of his Fight for Life anti-drug talk campaign. And I mean, look at the love for Massive Damage from these PPW faithful. And folks, Massive Damage soaking it in from these PPW fans. But I mean, don't think for a second that he's going to take his eye off the ball. He knows that he has a 369-pound challenge ahead of him tonight. And I mean, Bradley Graham, to his credit, does not look shaken in the least at this fanfare for Massive Damage. And Massive Damage, I mean, getting a Tabor Rocks chant started here. And these PPW fans absolutely love it. Massive Damage, one of the most popular stars ever to step into a pure power wrestling ring. And referee Shane Williams here checking the Big Sexy Beast. The Big Sexy Beast offering him the opportunity to check a little more. It looks like Williams is satisfied here. Checking the challenger, Massive Damage, in this match. And Shane Williams calls for the bell. We are underway in our feature contest this evening. The Big Sexy Beast, Bradley Graham, and the Tattooed Terminator, Massive Damage, as they circle the ring. Massive Damage getting these fans riled up, getting these fans behind him, and getting ready to go to battle with the Beast.
What's the matter, Big Sexy Beast? You're kind of a little smelly tonight.
Oh, well, Massive Damage. Cheap shot here to the Big Sexy Beast. Calling him smelly. The Big Sexy Beast, he's gonna check with Shane Williams. Check and see if he really is smelly. And, well, I mean, to their credit, these fans here in Tabor seem to agree with Massive Damage that the Big Sexy Beast, well, he is smelly. The Big Smelly Beast chants from the Tabor faithful. And Massive Damage having a little bit of fun at the expense of the Big Sexy Beast, but as soon as they lock up, Massive Damage, one of the toughest men ever to step into a wrestling ring in pure power wrestling or anywhere else. We've got a collar and elbow tie-up, center of the ring, and the power on display of the Big Sexy Beast, forcing the Tattooed Terminator into the corner like he weighs absolutely nothing and breaking at a count of 2 well before the disqualification. I mean, showing Massive Damage here. It does not matter how tough a man you are. I am not intimidated in the least. Some mind games from the Big Sexy Beast as these two men continue to circle. No man yet in this match able to get really anything resembling an advantage. These fans in Tabor, ladies and gentlemen, going nuts for the Tattooed Terminator.
Stop cheering for him.
And I mean, possibly, maybe getting into the head of the Big Sexy Beast. Locking up in the center of the ring, these two big bulls, and once again, well, the Big Sexy Beast forces him back, but the Tattooed Terminator with the reversal in the corner. Massive Damage gonna get him out of the corner. The Bradley Graham here embracing for one of Massive Damage's infamous chops, and Massive Damage maybe a little bit of mind games of his own playing with the Beast. Both of these men, I mean, just taking in exactly what this atmosphere is like here in Tabor tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, a little bit of trash talk between the two of them. Big Sexy Beast challenging for a lockup here. Challenging the Tattooed, well, no, maybe a little bit of a change in strategy. Looking for that Greco-Roman knuckle lock, that test of strength with Massive Damage. Graham calling for the Greco-Roman knuckle lock. Maybe a little bit of hesitation on the side of Massive Damage. And, well, Bradley Graham with something resembling a chop. I have a feeling we are about to be schooled in exactly what a chop looks like. And there you see that thunderous knife-edge chop from Massive Damage. 3 chops in a row and a 4th for good measure, showing Bradley Graham what a chop really is, and a hip toss corner to corner. Some real power on display from Massive Damage. Bradley Graham gonna take a little bit of a hike, gonna decide, I mean, his strategy clearly isn't working so far in this match. Perhaps a little bit of a change is in order to beat the Big Sexy Beast. And Massive Damage standing tall, center of the ring, and clearly Graham letting these fans get under his skin, distract him a little bit, and he's going to have to put that out of his head if he wants any hope of coming out of this match with his hand raised above his head. And Shane Williams backing the Tattooed Terminator into his own corner. Circling up again. And a third lockup in the center of the ring. And here we go, Massive Damage focusing on the arm with an arm wrench and looking to pop that shoulder at a joint. And a second time wrenching on that arm. I mean, a lot of pressure on the elbow, a lot of pressure on the shoulder there. Reverse into a hammerlock. And a schoolboy attempt by Massive Damage. Excellent technical wrestling. Massive Damage is tough. He can do as much hardcore wrestling. He can do as much brawling as anyone in the business. But when it comes to technical wrestling, there are few as skilled as Massive Damage. And these fans still firmly behind Massive Damage as he holds onto that arm, extending the arm, hoping to hyperextend the arm of the Big Sexy Beast, and drops a leg right across the bicep of the Big Sexy Beast, and looking maybe for a top wrist lock, maybe for an arm bar. It looks like he's got him in an arm bar. There we go with the transition into that top wrist lock. And I mean, this is an extremely painful move. Could be looking for the submission early in this match. The Big Sexy Beast slowly but surely fighting back to his feet. And forcing Massive Damage into the corner. That is going to force the break, and a thumb to the eye blatantly right in front of the referee. A little bit of admonishment there from Shane Williams, but I mean, it looks like Shane Williams may not have seen that thumb to the eye. I mean, I don't know how he couldn't have seen it, but now the Big Sexy Beast in control with a running back elbow, absolutely eclipsing Massive Damage in the corner. And a huge forearm shot. You hear that smash. And another forearm shot right to the back of the neck of the Tattooed Terminator, and he is down with the Big Sexy Beast on top and in charge. And disrespectfully, 369 pounds stepping over the chest of Massive Damage. And once again, standing on the chest of the Tattooed Terminator. And the Big Sexy Beast, a little bit of a cocky cover here. Shane Williams makes the count, and a kick out at 2 by Massive Damage. And ladies and gentlemen, that goes to show just how brutal the Big Sexy Beast is with those shots and that step on the chest. I mean, if this was any other man, that would have got a 1 count. But enough to keep Massive Damage down for 2 as he plants him with a body slam. And the Big Sexy Beast off the ropes and dropping a forearm across the chest of Massive Damage as he hooks the leg. And once again, 2, not enough to put Massive Damage away. And here we see forearm shots, straight forearms to the head of Massive Damage. I mean, forearms that are bigger than most people's legs as the Big Sexy Beast gathers a head of steam and drops a huge splash right across Massive Damage. Lateral press with a hook of the leg, and still only 2. That is 369 pounds, ladies and gentlemen, crashing down on top of Massive Damage, and he still had the toughness to kick out and keep going. As the Big Sexy Beast with this waist lock. That's a lot of pressure on those floating ribs of Massive Damage, looking to crush the ribs of the Tattooed Terminator. Massive Damage trying to fight back, off the ropes, and right into a bear hug. So much pressure on those ribs, on that lower back. And I mean, crushing Massive Damage. There's nowhere he can go. This is raw. brute power from the big sexy beast as he wrenches in even harder on the spine of the Tattooed Terminator. Massive Damage now trying to fight back. Just straight shots right to the forehead, doing whatever he can to get out of this bear hug, and there we see the big sexy beast tightening it up, and once again there's nowhere for Massive Damage to go, and it looks like he may be out. And Massive Damage, one hand up, second hand up. If it drops a third time, this match is over, ladies and gentlemen. And it is up, and Massive Damage with the hand up. It will not fall. A second wind here for Massive Damage. He is going to try and fight back. He is getting these fans behind him, boxes the ears of Graham off the ropes, and runs right into another bear hug. It looked like Massive Damage may have had it here, ladies and gentlemen. Runs right into another bear hug and a side belly-to-belly suplex. Hook of the leg, and this may be all. Only two once again. What toughness on display from the #1 contender. Massive Damage will not go down, will not die 1 week before he has a shot at the Pure Power Wrestling Heavyweight Championship. And a hard Irish whip, Massive Damage, taking those buckles with all of the force that the big sexy beast can put in, but nobody home. Nobody home for Bradley Graham. Massive Damage looking for a spear, and nobody home. And Massive Damage shoulder first into that turnbuckle. This could be the opening Bradley Graham needs to walk out with the victory in this match. Looking for the big sexy splat. He is going to end Massive Damage here in this match. That Massive Damage rolling out of the way, and well, Bradley Graham, the foresight to check on his opponent. Not gonna go for that splat. Massive Damage though from behind, hooking Bradley Graham. And what? No, he can't do this. He can't possibly. And what a display of power! Power bombing Bradley Graham, center of the ring, stacking him up and getting the 1, 2, 3. Incredible here from the Tattooed Terminator. But how much has Bradley Graham taken out of Massive Damage 1 week before his PPW Heavyweight Championship match? Massive Damage may have won the battle, but the Adult Social Society may win the war. For Pure Power Wrestling, my name is Kevin Farrell. Thank you, and tune in next week.